Sometimes in a sleepy little town like Willow Ridge, where the biggest drama is arguing over whose dog left the mess on the sidewalk, life just sneers at you like, bam, right in the gut when you're least expecting it. Picture this, a scrawny 10-year-old girl named Emma Hayes, all pigtails and freckles, standing out there on Main Street with her rickety lemonade stand, the kind she slapped together from an old card table, and a sign scribbled in crayon that reads, "Lemonade for Art Dreams, 50 cents a cup." She's out there hustling to scrape together enough for that summer art camp, the one where she can finally learn to paint those wild landscapes swirling in her head, cause her dad's been gone 2 years now, lost in a freak accident at the mill, and her mom Clara's pulling doubles at the Rusty Spoon Diner just to keep the lights on. But then these 3 punk kids from the wealthier side of town, led by that smug little tyrant Tommy Whitaker, whose dad's on the town council and thinks rules are for everyone, but his family roll up, eyes narrowing like they've spotted fresh meat, and Tommy spits out, "What kind of loser sells watered-down slop like this? Art dreams. More like pipe dreams, freak." Before kicking the stand over, cups shattering everywhere, lemons rolling into the gutter like her hopes just got curb-stomped. Emma freezes, heart pounding, whispering to herself, "Dad." "What now?" as the other kids laugh, one of them shoving her shoulder hard enough she stumbles into the dirt, tears stinging, but she bites him back, cause she knows if she cries, it's over. Game, set, match for the bullies who hate her, cause she's the quiet kid who wins all the school art contests, stealing the spotlight from Tommy's half-baked doodles that his mom hangs up like they're Picasso. And the townsfolk? They shuffle by, eyes darting away, muttering under their breath about kids being kids, or whatever excuse lets Em sleep at night, cause Willow Ridge has this undercurrent. You see, this HOA breathing down everyone's neck, finding folks for unsightly yard sales or lemonade stands that aren't approved. And Clara's already got a warning for working too many overtime shifts without community permission, whatever that means. So no one's stepping up, not when Tommy's dad could make their lives hell with one phone call. Emma's on her knees now, scooping up the sticky mess, her small hands trembling, dirt caking her fingers, thinking about how Mom's envelope of bills is bursting at home, how this was her shot to ease the load, to prove she's not just the broken home kid everyone pities. "Please, just stop," she mumbles, voice cracking like thin ice. But Tommy leans in close, breath sour with candy, sneering, "Nobody wants your junk. Hey, go cry to your deadbeat mom." And the others howl, high-fiving like they've conquered the world. Her chest tightens, that familiar knot of shame twisting tighter, whispering doubts. Maybe she's worthless. Maybe Dad's up there shaking his head. Maybe she should have stayed inside with her sketchpad instead of dreaming big in a town that chews up dreamers. But then, faint at first, cutting through their jeers like a distant storm, a rumble builds, low and steady, vibrating up through the pavement, making the loose gravel dance. The boys falter, glancing over their shoulders as headlights pierce the afternoon haze. Dozens of them, blinding, like a wall of fire rolling in, and Emma clutches her crumpled pitcher, frozen, as the laughter dies in their throats. That rumble swells into a roar, shaking windows along Main Street, and around the corner pours this sea of gleaming motorcycles, thunder riders, the local biker crew everyone whispers about like they're ghosts or gangsters, chrome flashing under the sun, engines thundering like Judgment Day. At the lead is Jax Iron Malone, the club's president, this grizzled bear of a man with tattoos snaking up his arms like old road maps, eyes sharp as switchblades scanning the scene until they lock on Emma, crouched there in the wreckage, cheeks streaked with tears and lemonade. The convoy crawls to a halt, bikes idling like growling beasts, helmets turning as one, and the boys backpedal, faces paling. Tommy stammers, "We're just messing around." But Jax dismounts, boots thudding heavy on the asphalt, crouching down to her level with a voice like gravel wrapped in velvet. "Hey, kid. You all right?" Emma blinks up, stunned silent for a beat, then blurts, They wrecked my stand." Words tumbling out broken, and Jax's gaze shifts to the boys, cold as winter steel. "Pick it up." Every damn drop. No yelling. Just that quiet command that brooks no argument, and they scramble like roaches in the light, hands shaking as they gather lemons and shards, bravado evaporating into sweat. The townsfolk freeze, a hush falling thicker than fog. whispers rippling, some scared, some smirking, and Jax brushes off the battered pitcher, handing it back gentle-like. You pour this with heart, huh? Emma nods, lip quivering, and without a word, the riders unzip wallets, stuffing bills, 10s, 20s into her tiny fists till it overflows, Jax booming. We buy every drop you got, even the spilled ones. The crowd gasps, Emma's eyes wide, but it's ruined, and a scarred-up rider with a crooked grin chuckles soft. Don't matter, squirt. We're buying the grit, not the juice. Their laughter rolls warm, wrapping around her like a blanket, worlds away from the cruelty minutes ago, and as the boys slink off, tails between legs, Jax hoists her hand high. No one touches this girl again, his voice echoing off the storefronts, a promise carved in thunder. Folks start clapping, tentative at first, then bolder, and Emma feels it hat shift, like the whole street's eyes on her, not as the pity case, but as someone worth fighting for. And the riders aren't done. Jax turns to his crew. Time for a joyride she'll remember. Engines revving alive, windows rattling, and he lifts her onto his bike up front, her hands gripping the bars white-knuckled, while lighting her face. Hang tight, champ. Behind him, 60 bikes line up, a chrome serpent snaking down the road, and they peel out slow, Emma leading the pack, her mangled pitcher strapped to the tank like a trophy. Down Willow Ridge's lanes they thunder, a parade born from pavement and payback, kids waving from porches, shop owners stepping out wide-eyed. Emma's giggles piercing the roar, pure and high, carried on waves of loyalty she never knew existed. By the loop back, she's not the girl scraping lemons anymore. She's the one who tamed the thunder, spirit soaring past the fear that once clipped her wings. Morning hits, and Willow Ridge is abuzz over coffee at the Spoon. Voices clash. Did you see? 60 bikes for a lemonade kid. One busybody frowns, scaring the pee out of families, but another shoots back. Nah, they scared the real monsters. That girl's smile? Priceless. Emma heads to school, pitcher tucked under arm, empty but unbroken. Kids pointing, some whispering jealous, mimicking engine revs mockingly, but others swarm. You rode with him? For real. She nods, shy, cheeks flushing, and at recess, a quiet girl slips her half a PB&J. You're tough, whispering it like a secret, leaving Emma blinking, warmth blooming where shame used to fester. That night, Jax and a couple riders pull up to their modest bungalow. Clara on the porch, wary, apron dusted with flour from the diner rush. Jax tips his head respectful. Your girl's got more spine than half the men I run with. Just wanted you to know, she ain't solo no more. Clara hesitates. Invites Em in trembling hands, pouring coffee into mismatched mugs, the kitchen shrinking around their bulk, and Jax slides an envelope across. Ride fund for art camp. Bills, whatever. Her eyes bug. We can't. But he leans in steady. Ain't charity. It's respect you earned. Emma peeks from the hall, heart thumping, as Clara's voice cracks since her dad. She's shouldered too much, and the scarred rider nods. Shouldered without snapping. That's rare steel. Emma steps out, chin up. I want to pour more. Not just for us, for everybody. They grin, and in that flicker, Clara sees her daughter's not just surviving. She's igniting, fueled by thunder that picked her out of the dirt. Word spreads wildfire, local rag headlines. Bikers back bullied artist. Praise mixes with scoff, but eyes turn. At school, whispers linger, but bullies dodge her gaze. Tommy's crew cracking under the weight of their own shame. Lunchtime, a shy kid asks, "Let me buy some if you set up again?" Emma smiles, confidence unfurling like a canvas. Weekend hits, she rebuilds the stand outside the Spoon sign crisp. Lemonade for dreams and beyond. Cars queue shockingly, strangers tipping extra. Then that rumble returns. Riders parking curbside, circling loose, not menacing. Guarding families easing closer, kids begging piggyback rides on the bikes. Emma selling out fast. No spills this time, just pride swelling. But not everyone's cheering. Evening packs up, Councilman Hargrove, Tommy's dad, storms over to Clara sharp. This town's no place for outlaw parades. You're making her a circus act, stirring up HOA fines we don't need. Clara bristles, my girl's earneen honest, but Jax shadows in, sun dipping low. Circus? She got humiliated on your watch while you twiddled thumbs. We handed her dignity when y'all handed excuses. Hargrove flushes, sputtering, and Emma tugs Clara's sleeve. Wiry they mad, Mom. Clara kneels close. Fear what they don't get. Honey change rattles cages. Engines drown his bluster as they ride off. Emma by the window later, hum fading. They're not scary. They're solid, believing it bone deep now. Next Saturday, Jax knocks. Fancy threads, kid we got plans. She follows bewildered to Maine, blocked off flags waving. Townsfolk packed 60 polished bikes up front. Jax boosting her on. Banner bold in her grip, dreams deserve thunder. Roar erupts, cheers thundering. Emma waving grin splitting wide. Convoy surging folks seeing not thugs, but redeemers lifting a kid from gutter to glory. End of it, she's not just the lemonade girl. She's the thunder's front woman. Proof grit shakes worlds awake. Days buzz on, school kids envy whispering her ride. Bullies lurking distant shame sours and bitter. Friday, stand up, Tommy's crew smirks back. Think you're hot stuff now. Shoving the leg, jar teetering Emma's breath hitches. Old terror clawing but engines rumble in. Dozen bikes walling silent. Tommy pales as Jack steps calm sharp. Mock a 10-year-old? Or slink off with what's left of your spine? They bolt squealing, Emma exhaling Stedino tears this time. Porch that eve with Clara, jar full, legs swinging thoughtful. Mom, why me? Clara sighs, stroking hair. You glow, baby dims their shadows. Emma frowns, then I'll blaze brighter. Rider's idle guardian-like, Jack's crouching. No flinch today, that's gold. Her voice soft firm, wasn't alone. He softens, won't be. Clara murmurs later, dadded beam. Emma hugging the jar, spark igniting not just juice, but fire she can wield. Sunday council erupts main packed, voices sharp. Dangerous riffraff ton in us circus. But Emma steps forward tiny beside Clara, voice quaking yet piercing. They're not bad, they bought my dreams when no one did. Stop the hurt when y'all watch silent. Silence drops, faces thaw guilt, pride mixing Jack's arms crossed edgeways, her words heavier than horsepower. Claps build to roar, Hargrove fading. Emma stands tall, town hearing her not broken, but bold. Bullies fade under parental side eyes. That's Tommy Whitaker, the one who trashed Hayes' school buzz shifts to buying her pores, notes scribbled kind. A boy offers bake help, Emma grinning recipe share. Riders ease off not ditching, but her shield's self-built now, smile by smile. Clara hugs tight Eve. You're remikin this place, Em. She tilts. Nah, there, I'm just pouring. Deep down though, she knows the pore's small, courage colossal. Surprise drops. Willow Ridge's Dream Day Parade. Emma leading not suits or suits. Her at front, box gleaming triumph symbol. Riders ride celebrate. Town gathers signs waving, dreams fuel us. Bullies crowd red as cheers bury Em. Mic in hand, voice clear. Just wanted art camp. Help mom but learn bigger. Dreams beat bullies, united no one small. Eruption rivals thunder, Emma beaming dad proud for sure. Echo lingers spoon tips with notes, school praises, help offers. Her wobble confidence springs full, yet she's still harrowsy cheeks, sticky hands, giving heart. Eve, Jack's hands leather patch, honorary, means you outbraved grown fools. Earned it. I shine, I'm one. He smiles, steel runs deep. Clara tears quiet. Emma pins at bedway sproof a kid's spark rewires a town. Summer rolls, stand tradition families for story share. Riders occasional dozen buys purring easy. Neighbors line protect pre-arrival. Saturday whisper to Clara. Town's all riders now. Kiss forehead, reminds Em their best. School elects her fundraiser rep, stage steady. Little pores build oceans. Applause thunders past years past. Off smiling not stand girl, town uniters. Bullies low-eyed. Afternoon pack. Tommy pockets deep mumbles. Sorry. Shouldn't ve. Emma eyes him quiet mom's words echo. Forgiveness tougher not slow. Stung, but grab a cup. Grin nervous. Dollar drops. Riders chuckle silent. Jack's later. Mercy? Harder than fists. She faint smiles bigger now. Mercy chosen. Victory roaring quiet. Autumn gilds. Riders final gift. Morning engines wake. 60 bikes, streetline banners, kid painted, dreams ride free. Jack's lifts, box tucked, town celebrate, ride sidewalks, wave cheer. Paper wings flap, laughter soars unbroken, and schoolyard box empty to hundreds craving her fire. Steps up, hands high, patch gleam not little anymore. Willow's resilience icon, small hands moving peaks. Porch night, thunder quiet. Patch hug box drawings kid, stars steady. Dad. Held strong. Road growl fades, horizon steady heartbeat. Never alone reminder. Eyes close, pride warm. Willow's shifted laughter silenced to respect. Crushed girl risen, own voice carried. Smiles night, truth eternal. Dreams protected roar cruel louder. Sometimes guardians ride chrome, not halos. One kid stand flipped to town, but was it justice? Or just luck? Heroes in leather, or trouble cloaked kind? Drop your take below. Hots right in a world quick judge slow help? Like, sub, bell tap more real tales riding in. Share if it hit home. Comment your community's hidden thunder. Or shadows. You know, sometimes the smallest spark in a nowhere town like Willowbrook can ignite something wild. Something that shakes the dust off everything you thought you knew, like back in that sweltering July when little Emma Hayes, barely 9 with those freckles splashed across her nose like stars gone rogue, set up her rickety cardboard stand outside the feed store, her box of lopsided lemon bars wobbling under the weight of her hopes. She'd slaved over them the night before in their shotgun house on Elm, elbow deep in a batter that stuck like regret, using the last lemons from the neighbor's scraggly tree because her mom, Sarah, was pulling graves at the lumber yard to keep the lights flickering, and Emma? She just wanted that coding camp up at the old library annex, a shot at screens and scripts where she could build worlds instead of mending the one that had cracked when her pop, a line worker who'd patched more roofs than he had birthdays, got crushed under a beam 2 winters back. There she was, sneakers scuffed from chasing fireflies, sign propped crooked, lemon bars for code $1.50. Her voice a soft chirp that folks half heard as they shuffled by, a few dropping quarters with that quick nod, the kind that says, bless your heart, without the words. But then the air shifted, heavy with that teenage stink of cheap cologne and unchecked ego, and in swaggered the trio from the trailer park edge, Kyle Brenner leading the pack, all sharp elbows and sharper tongue, the son of the mill foreman who'd lorded over layoffs like they were his birthright. Always targeting kids like Emma because her quiet fire mirrored the vulnerability he buried under bravado after his own dad belted him for a B- last term. They circled slow, Kyle plucking a bar and squishing it deliberate between thumb and forefinger. What fresh hell is this, squirt? Tastes like you squeezed the piss out of yesterday's peels. Emma's stomach knotted tight, breath shallow as his sidekicks Dylan with the perpetual scowl and Reese the echo piled on. Dylan shouldering the box till it flipped with a pathetic thud, bars scattering into the gravel like fallen soldiers, yellow crumbs mocking her under the merciless sun. Their laughs hacked the quiet, jagged and mean, and Emma hit her knees, palms scraping as she clawed at the mess, hot tears pricking stop. Please, I baked him for camp. But Kyle just leaned in close, breath sour camp? With what loser tears? Nobody wants your pity sweets. Bystanders. They melted into doorways, eyes sliding away too tangled in their own HOA gripes about unmowed lawns to risk the Brenner's wrath, leaving her there, chest heaving, whispering fears to the ghost of her pop. What now, Dad? How do I fix broke? And right when the weight of it all threatened to flatten her like a glitch in the code, a vibration stirred the earth, faint at first like a far-off storm, building to a guttural symphony that rattled the feed store's tin roof, and froze those boys' mid-sneer headlights bloomed in the haze. Not sedans but a phalanx of gleaming Indians, red and black beasts thundering into Willowbrook's faded drag with 30 in tow, handlebars slicing the heat like knives. Up front rode Vance Forge Harlan, head of the Iron Wolves crew, a mountain of a man with scars like road maps from bar fights and backroad runs, his gaze sweeping the wreckage until it snagged on Emma, huddled small over her shattered stand, face a mask of grit and grief. The pack braked to a predatory purr, Vance dismounting fluid, his chaps whispering against denim as he knelt, voice a low rumble laced with gravel. Easy there, spark plug, these wolves bite back, but only the ones who deserve it. You good? Emma peered up, words fracturing. They smashed it all, sir. Ruined my shot. Vance's eyes narrowed to flint as he uncoiled, pinning Kyle with a look that could weld steel. You punks. Gather. Every damn crumb. No bark, just iron will, and they dove scrambling, fingers fumbling in the dirt, bravado evaporating like morning dew. Folks on the stoops went statue still, a collective inhale rippling wolves in town. For her, but Vance scooped the splintered box tinder, wiping it on his knee. These got that homemade soul, huh? Tell me you poured your fight into him. She nodded, lip wobbling every night, after Mom crashed from overtime. Your hustle? That's the sweet spot. Chuckles rumbled from the line, enveloping her warm against the sting, and Kyle's crew slithered into the shadows, egos bruised purple, the taste of comeuppance bitter on their tongues. Vance hauled her palms skyward then, proclamation booming soft over the idols. Willowbrook, mark this. Touch this girl again, and you'll answer to fangs sharper than regret. Claps stuttered hesitant, blooming into a wave, grins cracking the unease, and Emma God, in that instant felt seen, not small, the world's gaze shifting from fragile to fierce. The wolves weren't peeling out though. Vance eyed his riders with that conspirator's glint. Brothers, let's code her a memory full throttle escort. Pipes bellowed awake, quaking the plate glass, and Vance settled her on his tank, tiny fists white-knuckling the grips as all washed her tears grip firm. Codebreaker were hacking the horizon. 30 Indians queued battle ready, townies parting as the armada surged. Emma helm high with her box lashed proud like a battle standard, carving Willowbrook's veins in a blitz of rumble and ruby gleam. Yardlings tumbled out hollering, merchants framed in doorways applauding ragged, and Emma's peals sliced the din, raw joy unbound, born on that tide of unlikely allegiance. When they circled home, gravel sighing, she wasn't the knee-scraped dreamer anymore, she was the pint-sized pilot of 30 wolves, doubts dissolving in the rear view. Dawn cracked Willowbrook raw, the diners counter-thumping with tails over hash. 30 bikes for lemon bars? Woke the dead. A trucker grumbled noise pollution, scaring the livestock. His buddy countered sly, scared the snakes from the grass, more like. That kid beamed brighter than the mill's floodlights. Emma schlepped to class, box hugged hollow but whole, stairs following. A few mimic revs laced sour, but a gaggle clustered eager. Swear you helmed the wolves? Nod shy, flush rising, and recess brought Mia, the wallflower with braids, offering a cookie swap. That took guts. Emma, you're electric. Words failed her, but inside, circuits lit, old wires humming new. Twilight brought the wolves rumbling soft to their stoop, Vance and a pair flanking, cutting engines reverent. Sarah eased the screen, flour dusted from a rare day off baking backups, suspicion etching her lines. Tales of wolves as mill saboteurs lingered from strikes past. Vance dipped his chin. Ma'am, your daughter's wired tougher than our frames wanted you knowing. She's got a pack now. Sarah wavered, then waved him in, mugs clinking shaky as she sloshed Joe, wolves perching precarious on ladderbacks that groaned protest. Vance nudged a fat envelope her way. Ride tithes. Camp codes, lights on, whatever patches the gaps. Sarah's throat bobbed, too generous. We stand alone. Vance locked eyes unyielding, not generosity gravity. Pulls us all, and you don't dodge it. Emma ghosted the hall, pulse racing as Sarah fractured since her pop. She's the glue, holding fractures with kid hands. Bolt murmured close, fractures forge the strong, ma'am. She shines unbroken. Emma burst in bold, stance squared, gonna code more bars. Mom share the spark with whoever's glitching. Wolves traded nods, smirks fond, and Sarah clocked it. Then her girl wasn't patching. She was programming purpose, fueled by howls that howled for her. The bar blitz blazed through wires, snagging the Willowbrook Gazette splash, wolf pack codes for kid coder, nods in barbershops, sniffs over fences about vigilante vibrations. But the pulse? Undeniable. School shadows softened on Emma, Kyle's glare skittering off, his throne toppled by the echo of engines. Lunchline, a freckled newbie edged bake extras? I'd debug a batch with ya. Smile bloomed. Nodes linking, perhaps the static was sinking to signal. Saturday dawned sticky, table out by the yard gates, sign zest fresh bars for code, and kin lines coiling improbable, out-of-towners forking bills fat, tucking tips like talismans. Then the howl swelled familiar, Indians idling prim, wolves weaving a perimeter porous but potent space safe, vibes steady. Families filtered bold, tots pawing chrome with giggles, Emma's till ringing rapture, zero wreckage, all residue radiance. Dusk dusted as she stacked crates though, And there was Ellis Tate, council curmudgeon with a vendetta against disruptive din. Since the wolves' convoy clogged his precious cul-de-sac view last spring, he cornered Sarah Tart. This burg ain't built for wolf whistles, lady. You're spectacleizing your sprout for scandal. Sarah bristled bridled, but Vance loomed from amber. Silhouette stark spectacle? Your burg gawked while she got grounded to bits. We uploaded her worth when your download stalled. Ellis flushed furious, flailing out a line. You engines erupted though, smothering his static in stereo storm. Vanishing velvet. Emma nestled Sarah later, casement cool as exhaust ebbed. Why the hate, Mom? Sarah scooped her glitches in the system. Han fear format's funny. Emma breathed to the black. Wolves ain't glitch. They're my grid. Next Saturday, Vance wrapped light, gear up fancy. Glitch girl plot twist pending. Puzzled, she shadowed to Maine. Reborn. Sawhorses strung. Pennants popping. Locals loitering laced with buzz. 30 Indians idled immaculate. Vance vaulting her vantage. No splinters stand this round. Banner bold in her clutch. Kindness compiles the core. Howl harmonized. Quaking quads. Clans clapping. Sprouts signaling semaphore. Emma emblematic. Convoy coursing not conquerors but catalysts. Elevating a coder from crash to crown. Loop landed. Willowbrook wired different not wolves, but welders. Mending a mite from margin to mainframe. Buzz buffered weeks. Classrooms crackling on Emma's wolf whoosh. Tags like Code Queen, whispered wistful. Kyle's cadre cowering crannies. Resentment ripening reticent. Venom rebounds though. Friday framed her fanning fresh bars. When Kyle crept cocky cracked. Queen of crumbs now, huh? Wolf rides don't debug dumb. He jostled the trestle teasing. Tiller tilting terror. Emma's era resting as archive ascended engines encroached arid emptied. Dozen Indians interposing. Wolves walling wordless. Kyle blanched blank as Vance vectored velvet lethal. Teasing a tyke for kicks? Or tapping out with threadbare dignity. Tiresome treads tore turf tumbling. Emma airing easy. Digits deliberate. Drought done. Porch gloam. Tiller teaming. She dangled dialogue, Mom. Why target the tiny? Sarah stroked strands. You transmit. Transmitters temp tampered. Frown furrowed. Flare followed. Then amplify, overload the opposition. Wolves watched ward-like. Vance vaulting to vibe level stood syntax today. Spark. Solid. She synced solemn synced, not solo. Jaw jagged, jovial synchro stays. Sarah side soft, pops patching proud. Emma enveloped the tiller. Ember evolving bars bypassed. Bravery buffered. Blueprint burgeoning. Sabbath sundered council circuits. Main mobbed for wolf warning wake. Ellis erupting menace on motors. Mangling Armello. Ripples recoiled, but Emma edged eminent. Timbre trembling tenacious menace? My mains. Minted my mess when mains malfunctioned. Muted the mockers mid-malign. Plaza plummeted placid. Physiognomies pivoting penitence peaking. Plaudits pending Vance veiled vigilant. Vitals vaulted. Her hex hitting harder than horsepower. Ovations originated one olive branch. Orbiting outbreak. Ellis eclipsed. Emma emblem unflinching Berg broadcast. Not bug, but binary boss. Post-pulse. Pests paled. Progenitors pulled prigs private. Pew gossips parping Brenner's brat. The barbasher school silos silent as Emma's emporium effervesced. Juveniles jamming for jellies and jotted jolt juice jives. Newbie Nico niggled nice collab on citrus. Got zest zingers. Grin galvanized. Grid grafting gall once governing. Gelling to grace. Wolves waned weakly, not waning but weaning Emma engineering enclosure. Ember by ember, elixir by encode. Sarah swaddled snug. You're recompiling the realm, M. Tilt thoughtful realms rebooting. I'm just juicing. Core cognizant. Juices juvenile. Juicebox juggernaut. Pivot punched playful Willowbrook wired compile compassion carnival. Cavalcade captain not cronies or core, but Emma emblem. Wolves wheeling wingmen not wardens, but well-wishers. Berg beamed broad, banners billowing. Barons brandishing bars bite back. Billets, Emma emblematic. Stands spangled splendid. No nadir now. Nexus noble. Vance vined vicinal. Not vanguard but vassal. Kyle's clatch kettled in kaleidoscope. Kindling as kudos kettled their quiet. Mike materialized. Modulation masterful booted basic. Buoy mom. Bag bites. Bite back? Benevolence buffers baddies. Bundle up, no bit left low. Bedlam bellowed, besting bikes. Emma effulgent pops parsing pleased. Carnival cadence cascaded casual. Counter contributions cryptic for Camp Kitty. Pedagogues prizing prototypes. Peers pitching peels. Emma's ebb evolved equinox. Essence enduring, though essence. Blush baked, zest zonked, zeal zinging. Dusk dialed, Vance vectored with vice. Vesting vestment vignette stitched. AUX, orbs orbited. AUX, wolves? Rumble resonant. AUX audacity outpacing our oaths. Glitch. Grip it genuine. Grasp gripped. Glisten gathering. Sarah sluiced silent nocturne nestled. Niche not notch. Narrative that nanocoder could recompile communal calculus. Solstice sprawled sultry. Stand sacrament. Sires sojourning for saga not saccharine. Wolves wafting whimsical wholesale. Whirring wistful. Emma spied evolution. Natives nesting her nexus. Neural net nurturing prepack. Saturn Day soliloquy to Sarah Berg's all AUX now. Brow bus, nudge nudges nodes recall roots. Scholastic Summit selected her sentinel for Camp Crusade. Podium pulsing as she programmed parcel partial, patch panorama. Plaudits pummeled pavilion, pounding past persecutions. Emma egressing electric no nano. Nexus nurturing nexus. Nemesis, noise nodes once, navigated nadir. Noon nosedive, as she nested the nook. Kyle kinked knuckles deep regret. Rotten render. Emma examined even. Sarah's subroutine resounding release rigor. Relent reluctant, raised raw, but. Bar bonus. Lips lurched lax. Legal tinder landed light. Loot lifted loving wolves warded whimsical. Vance whispering wing release. Ruggedest rev, Emma's echo ethereal etched his error etchings. But electing empathy? Eclipse every edifice. Equinox emblazoned Willowbrook umber. Wolves weaving wind-up dawn detonated decibels. 30 Indians interlacing lane. Lieges lifting grit grids the gears graffiti. Vance vaulted vantage. Stand snugged secure. Thunder triumphal. Thoroughfares thrumming thanks. Tots togged tinsel tails, tailing the torrent. Emma's effusions eclipsed engines. Ethereal endless. Endpoint emporium emptied to elation from ensembles eyeing her ember. Staircase stance, salutes soaring. AUX aglow, she transcended taut Willowbrook's waveform of will. We risked witnessing warm wells warp worlds. Stoop serenity, squall subsided. She snugged the AUX, stand scrawled from suburb sprouts. Sidereals sighing steadfast, pop, persisted. Pipes purred peripheral, perimeter pushing, pulse persistent, perpetual pair. Palpably paled, pride percolating Willowbrook waveform warped, wisecracks to welcomes, a lacerated lass lifted on her latency, wolf wrought, but will woven. Emma exhaled elated, ethos embedded, benevolence buttressed bellows boldest, and auxiliaries? Accelerate alloy. Yet, yank the yarn moons merged, Ellis enunciates edicts on AUX anarchy alienating adolescence. Kyle keystrokes clatch, but kvetches kinked when kinked prompts the probe. Parade patch the potholes perpetual, or plaster. Wolves wired her win, or she scripted their salvage from slag. Venture vector and vignettes witnessed welfare wrestle writ. Where's the wire between warden and whirlwind in your warren? Like if it laced your lines, subscribe for more memoir motors that mirror our matrix. Bell Bash Brewing's A Boneyard Beef birthing a Barrio Bash. Your yarn? Yield it yonder sustain the surge.